Hi guys, I'm fitting this, the V System Scottoiler. So I'm going to show you what it does, how it works. I'm going to show you how to fit my one, and if you stick around till the end, I'll show you a clever little way of finding out where your vacuum hose is. It will make life a lot easier when you fit it. Fitting this, which is a Scottoiler. This is the V System one, which stands for vacuum. There's the electric version, and there's a cheaper sort of X version that's sort of not quite in the middle, but it is electric, but it's quite basic. Basically goes onto the bike and automatically lubes the chain for you as you go along. There's about 1,000 miles of oil in here once it's all set up and running, and so it stops all that greasing it, cleaning it. So basically takes all the grief out of owning a motorbike, because let's face it, a motorbike with a chain system, probably cleaning and adjusting, and the chain is just a pain in the bones. The last bike had a shaft drive, which brilliant, but it makes it heavier and obviously makes the bike a lot more expensive, so that's why most manufacturers go with a chain. It's not really an unboxing video, but here it is, the Scottoiler. Let's open it up. Thank you for purchasing me. Open it up. So inside we have the main tank that fits on the bike and the entire contents. So we have the T pieces and the vacuum tube for the tip that goes against the cog, various clips and bolts, the part that goes on to the slider holds it, which I'll show, goes onto the swing arm, breather. Now some of the older versions of the breather is the long breather pipe. From this it's a lot shorter little thing which fits on there. Fill-in tube, Scottoiler blue, which is the 0 to 30, which definitely in the UK very rarely get above 30. Lots and lots of cable ties, a sticker, and that's it. It's quite a simple little system. So all it remains, try and get all on the bike. Right. We have all the bits of the oiler, instructions, socket sets, spanners, so this is my Versys 650, it's 2020. I think it's the same for most of the Versys, certainly of this style. It should take about half hour, 40 minutes, which is obviously far too long for a video, so I will edit out the bits in between. So first things first, I think you're going to have to lift the seat off. Just gain a bit of access. Instructions. Starts with number 1, then 5 is placing the nozzle, fitting that. Yep, looks fairly simple. And then finally goes into priming. So the first things first is fitting. It looks like a lot of people are putting it there. Now when finding a spot, you have to try and keep it vertical. Now the more vertical it can be, I did toy with putting it on there, keeping it really vertical, and it would be hidden up out the way. Trouble is, I think it's getting the vacuum pipe, it's a long way, and I think there's just as good a spot. The closer it is to everything, the better. Yeah, I think that will be the spot. Vacuum line up along there. Okay, short ones, some long ones now. Do we actually need a long one? I think we do. Not on here. Feed cable ties through, getting loose to start with. I think I'll show you why in a sec. This is the vacuum line. It goes from top of the Scottoiler to the vacuum pipe, which luckily for me on my bike is right there. When the engine's running, vacuum line comes down, lifts up the stopper, for want of a better word, and basically the system is gravity fed. The vacuum line doesn't pump it, the system's gravity fed, so the vacuum line just lifts up the stopper, then gravity will make the oil flow out of the nib at the bottom, round your swing arm, underneath, and then we should finish over there. So we've got to run. Chuck that over there, we'll pick that up later. Now, luckily for me, on the Versys, this is my vacuum pipe. So you guys with fairings all over the side and everything else won't have it as easy as this. So for me, I'm just going to threadle it up and along. So we'll decide where and what. And I'll get it down from there to there without taking all the tank off. I don't want to get involved in that. That's where one of these big long ones comes in handy. And I get it. And take all the tank apart, yes. Again, nice and loose. Right, so I've now positioned the Scottoiler, started to run the pipe in. I've got to try and get up. Let's try and tack along there as well. So. Well, I think it's best that I do remove one bit of plastic just to make it a neater job. So, unfortunately I did have to take one bit of plastic off. Unlike everybody with touring bikes and sports bikes that's got plastics galore. Put that down there so we don't lose it, he says. Clip there, clip there, clip there. Right, that's pretty much everywhere we wanted to go. How many cable ties we got left? 2. I might have to go get some more cable ties. There's more than 2. Now, when you're fitting it, you want to keep it nice. You don't want to bend it. It's only a thin little pipe, so, and you don't need to drag it. So I think that should be right. I think I'd have liked one more there, I think, just to hold it up, especially while it's being serviced. The tank comes off. So I'm going to need some more. I'll keep that long one. I'll see if I can find some more cable ties. I'll be back. Right, back. Got some more cable ties. So obviously the 5 they give you, not enough. So maybe I just like cable ties too much, but personally, yeah, I'd rather have it overly cable tied than under. So I don't want to put one more under there, didn't I? Just to opposite we go. Yeah. And again, not too tight, haven't got to, it's holding it, not clamping it. Right, now comes the moment of, it's got to cut my pipe. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, what colour was it? Don't cut the black wire. Oh no. Right, let it disappear. I think this one is the biggest one. Yeah, feels like that. God. the more you go, the better it'll be. Right, now, way around are we on it? That way. My friend who's got the Versys 1000 has bought one as well. We both bought them together, and he works at lorry mechanics. So he bought some straight couplers, so straight pieces to connect these. So if we cut the wrong pipe, we could just reconnect it. But I'm sure you won't cut the wrong pipe. Right, up. Brilliant. So, now, that on the end, that. I think I might put another one, seeing as I've got more ties now. There. And lift it up a bit. I think about there. Shape it a little bit, and then end of that is pushed into right, so cut the two, put the T-piece in, make sure they're all home all the way up, cut the pipe to length, end of the pipe in the tube, as far up as it will go. Now that's not touching the engine like it wasn't. Yep, it's fine. Yeah, I think that's not a bad job. So that now is then run all the way up here, which I think now means this excess we don't need. So again, want to have a little bit of slack. I never want anything too tight, so another 20 mil or so. So the end is nice and round still. Push that on as hard as it will go. Push, man, push. Right, good. We're going to tuck them all round anyway, no one will see them. Recycled. Can I do it? Nope, it's quite tight, that one. Better. Right. It's fairly neat now. You can get to the priming and filling port. So that's the vacuum line done. Now I'm going to have to run the clear plastic pipe from there down round underneath the swing arm. It's held on by. I may take that off just to give me better access and make it an easier job, I think. It's not going to be that one, is it? Oh, it was. It was. Then we have one. There we go. Next is this. What's to go there? You need the kit. Now in here we get lots of bits and bobs. We get cleaning tools, cleaning tissues, various sticky bits, spare nozzles, the end clamp cleaner, right. They take all grease, grit. They're an alcohol wipe. They're basically an alcohol wipe. Right. Start tightening it up. Smallest little Jubilee clip in the world. Right. Not too tight. just enough to nip it without totally misshaping it. You'll still get oil through it. Now you want it to actually touching the cog. It goes on the cog, not on the chain itself, the oil. So it drips out, drips onto the cog, and then centrifugal force as it touches there, obviously it gets pushed outwards, so it will run round and then feed into the chain. You can get one that goes both sides, which I think that might be an extra I do buy at some point to get. I have seen people saying about it doesn't oil both sides, so it makes sense, but I think everything here is the same. It has two nozzles. It has like a Y splitter and two nozzles, but for now this is the one I've got. So positioning wise, I'm trying to hold it all together. Now you can bend it after the event. That's where mine's going, because it's stuck there now. Okay. Right. So clip that onto there. Oh, this is a bit of a flaff. Get one. No. Jump up. And go up on twos. Right, that's better. That's that side. So, right, great. Haven't got a third hand to show you. You know what I said about at the beginning about putting it on the flat side or the other side, and not to put it on the other side? Yeah, I've put it on the other side. Okay. I'll tell you what, let's take that off and put it on the other side, shall we? It might help. I have the problems, so you won't have them, eh? Is that the plan? Sorry about that. Back in the room. I've had battery and memory card fill up, run out and fill up. So, right, here we are, back. So before I've tightened it too tight, which I probably have already, which I have. Right, I'm not sure whether I got what I was saying and everything run out or not, so I'll say it again quickly. So I advise cleaning the chain beforehand, cleaning the whole bike to be honest with you, because you've got to get right down next to the chain, so you might as well have a clean chain. You have to have a clean chain in the end, because the Scottoiler oil doesn't like mixing with other oils, so it's probably best to have a clean chain. Right, that's that tight. Right, finally. So you can adjust. It's pliable. I think that's going to be about right. I think what my friend did as well probably isn't a bad shout, which is a cable tie around it. It's a bit ugly, but I'm not sure I trust. It doesn't actually tell me. It doesn't actually tell you to do this, but I'm not sure I trust just those couple of sticky pads actually being the whole thing that's holding up. I should also get with the kit these little sticky padded things that clip on there. Onto the pipe first. One there. I'm going to get 4 of these, so yeah. So that's that clipped along. So now the pivot point of the bike is there. So it's not going to get, the closer you get to the pivot point, the less it moves. Obviously when you're out here, the wheel moves up and down a lot. That up here, you're only getting a few inches. So I think I'm going to clip another one of these cable pipes to there, and then give it a lot, and then actually cable tie it to there. And that's a very good spot, and the heel guard protects it. It's got ability to have quite a big loop. I think for now I'll just cable tie it there. not again. Definitely don't get enough cable ties. First thing you should do when you buy a Scottoiler system, go out and buy some more cable ties. Right, so cut the pipe. Right, now that's it fitted. Now this is where a lot of the videos I've seen have stopped and they've gone, right, okay, brilliant, I've fitted it now, and thank you very much, bye, have a good time, enjoy. Right, the instructions for filling. Now it's all fitted. Scottoiler, fill to the line through there. We then take the little cap off, have the top dial switched all the way around to prime, which it is on anyway. Yeah, it's all the way back here. Let's fill it. He's blue, I'm blue, da ba dee da ba da. Oh, that doesn't fit on there very well. So, well, it's quite thick. So it's filling up to the point, watching it rise. Now you don't go like gearboxes and various other things. There's no point going above the filling nozzle because it will just come back out. Right, and that's it full. It's taken to about there, so just past there to get full enough. Now I have to take the cap off the top, the little Scottoiler cap. This is the newest one. You then refit, it's the breather pipe this is. Refit this onto there. Just pushes on. Right, so that's now on. Now with it in prime, you're not putting oil into it, you're just using the air. See, if you can see that travelling down. Hopefully you'll see it start to come on. So you have to, you're pushing the air out of the bottle into this thing. Now I ran out of air in the bottle, that's fine. I just loosened the top of that off, which release the vacuum. Release the vacuum and put some air back in the bottle. So let's carry back on. You can see it drifting on. As you can see, oil is squeezing, working its way along. Cool, yeah, definitely a fair bit of squeezing, and then hopefully, oh, there you go, first drips. So it's now dripping out. So that now the system is filled and primed. So that's how much oil I've lost out the system. So we're going to fill the system, or fill the pot back up. So take that back off. You have to take it off anyway because you have to put. This is the little breather nozzle that comes with it. It does have a right and a wrong way to get put back on. Yeah, so fill the system back up again a little bit more. Let me go about there. This is on the stand, I don't know whether it will lower. Right. Turn it off of prime because you don't want it on that as soon as you start the engine up. Now prime is all the way here, minimum is all the way that side. Now so I think best bet is let's start somewhere in the middle. So you get your breather tube, squash that back on, is you good to go. That is a Scottoiler fitted hopefully. We're going to run the bike up, check the drips. Now, like I said, you have to adjust that. So when the engine's running, the breather pipe will then create a vacuum. That vacuum comes along through there. In that vacuum, it lifts up the piston, whatever you want to call it. Then that allows gravity to pull down oil. So it's gravity fed, like I said, along underneath, bottle up here, down to dripping. So that's why it's adjustable, because depending on the angle you've got it, gravity obviously it will have different levels of effect. So how far it's got to travel, the shorter the pipe, the less it will be. So just because mine or someone else's you watch on YouTube is, oh, he's only at, you know, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and someone else has put theirs at sort of 6 o'clock. Let's say it's all specific for angle, length of pipe, and probably actually if you've got one of the Y splitting ones, so that will probably end up needing more to divide between the two. So I'll put the bike back together now and then run it up, and then we'll count the time of it dripping. Right, now we've fitted it all, run it all, primed it all ready to go. The last thing, and it doesn't tell you to do it on here, but I've seen a few people talk about it and I think it's probably a good idea, because at the moment it does say clean the chain to start with. So I've got a lovely clean chain, but I haven't actually oiled it. So to make sure you give it a good coat whilst it's up on the thing, I am going to give it a good, actually coat the whole thing, both sides. Trying to avoid my tie. Right, I think that's us gone all the way around. Right, now we start the bike up. Start stopwatch and watch the drip. And here we are about to finally do, no, I think it's going to make it, it's going to make it. Speeding up. There you go. I think I was a bit slow at pressing the go button, so it's probably about 50 seconds, which in winter I'm probably happy enough we've upped it a little bit. So the next one, if it, I'm happy enough with 50 seconds. And the second one, may ever so slightly turn that down a little bit more, but that's probably about it. So don't forget to then bend it back so it's touching your don't forget then bend it back so it's touching the cog, and that is a Scottoiler fitted. As promised, a way of finding your vacuum pipe and best position to locate it on your specific bike. If you head to Scottoiler's website, click on support and then click does it fit my bike, brings you up this page. If you then tap in search for your specific bike, click search, and it will come up with a list, hopefully, of your bike. Click on your bike, and then down here it will go to V-System installation. That is my vacuum hose, showing you the T-piece, where they recommend fitting it. It's a brilliant tool, really informative. Hope this helps. Well, hopefully you managed to follow and that all went okay for you. Seems to have gone okay for me, so I'll give you a follow-up report on a ride when I'm out and about. Might just tell you that it's going okay. If you have any troubles, just feel free to message me. I'll try and help you out if I can. So take care, look after yourselves, please like and subscribe. Thanks ever so much. Bye.